Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean Higgs coming at you late night money on a late night Monday, early Tuesday morning. It's the 27th, maybe the 26th, depending where you are in the world. Welcome on into the show. Hope everybody had a nice Monday. I had a game to. You know what? Let's see. Did we get a final in our game today? Baylor outright. It's my top play. I had a big 10-star money bomb on these cats today. Big game on Baylor. We had the under here in the chat. We'll take it. Take a nice win. Wonderful. Yeah. What am I going to say? I was uploading a shorty, and then I realized I said it was Wednesday instead of Tuesday. So there's that. Anyway, Mr. Sean Higgs, give me a follow on the Twitter world. I'll tweet out a bunch of plays. So if you're on Twitter, you get them before everybody else gets them. That's how we do things there. And if you're here, why not hit the like button? That costs you nothing to do to hit the like button. Just hit the like. Sean Higgs YouTube, Winning Free Picks. Be sure to subscribe to both. Doesn't hurt you to hit the little buttons there. Be part of the Winning Free Pick and Sean Higgs family. Plenty of free picks for you to enjoy. And I'll put these in the chat in just a minute. Copy, paste. That's how we roll. Hitting the like button. Let's get the comments. Wow, we got a bunch of comments already. Look at this. Look at this. We got the comments section already. Let's hit the comments. Let's say, get the show going. Let's just get the show rolling, as they say, and we'll move out. So I got, look at tomorrow's games. Me, Jesse, and Ross be doing some free picks tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. But right now, here are a couple of free picks from me. Kentucky plus 3.5. Yeah, I'm normally not on this kind. Now, I did have Baylor today. You know, Kentucky's won 9 of the last 10 of these straight up. You're giving me points? Even last year, they were a dog here on the road. Still took care of business. Yeah, Mississippi State's won 5 in a row. I get it. Kentucky's off a trouncing, 117-95, just crushing Alabama. They had the LSU loss, who Mississippi State just beat. But before that, how about beating Auburn on the road with some defense? I mean, you follow up a game where you give up like 59 points to Auburn in a dogfight, and you come out and drop a 117-95. The game wasn't even that close. I mean, now you think, oh, they scored 95. It wasn't even that close. Kentucky, I'll take the points at Kentucky. The Ohio Bobcats. Give me Ohio's against Akron here at home, Ohio. I'll take some Hoosier action in honor of the great movie. You know, whiskey started out really nice. It's not gone well for them. Take the Hoosiers here at home. Indiana gets called. And the Cuse is loose. Maybe this is a squarey. I don't know. It's the game's what, a pick 'em, a 1, a 1.5. You know, I'll take money line here, minus 110. I saw on one spot. Tech is 2-5 to last 7. 4 of those losses on the road. 1-8 on the road overall. Not that Cuse is a bubble team at 17 wins. I mean, maybe do they get to 20? I know, who knows. I don't know. You know, I don't think they're tournament tough. But hey, 2 straight wins, 3 or 4. You beat Carolina here. You beat Pitt. You beat Oregon. You beat an LSU squad who beat Kentucky. You know, it's still any given Sunday basically here. And you look at Virginia Tech's body of work, 15-12. All right, you beat Clemson. I think is pretty tough. I almost use Clemson as a premium today. You crushed Virginia 75-41. I just saw Virginia play a 55-40 game against North Carolina. So does that really say anything? You beat Iowa State and Boise, 2 nice wins back in November. So maybe you caught them at a good time because, as I said, you've dropped 5 of 7, and Iowa State and Boise are a little bit better than that. So we'll go Q's happening here. And YOYO here. And this is basically, again, UNLV, good on the road. As much as hey, let's not take teams on the road. They're 6-2 on the road. You beat this team pretty good, 62-48 last time you played. You got a couple wins under your belt. You got a cupcake on deck in San Jose. You should come in here and win. We've dropped 5 of 6 the Cowboys have overall, and 3 of them right here at home. 3 of their last 5 they lost. As I mentioned, they beat San Jose on the road, but everything else loser, 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 losers. I don't know. 5.5. Does it look a little light? To me, it does. And in the NBA, I'll lay a double digit here with Chicago. Pistons off a back-to-back. But more importantly, that back-to-back, you see a couple closer games. Right? It's 113, 111. And again, that's for a team that has 8 wins on a year, 8-48. 113, 111, 112, 109, 129, 115. But that's a game you kind of battled back in. I mean, it's still bad loss, but a couple close losses in a row. Now you have a Bulls team, which is, again, not nice to say, don't say anything. Couple close losses. What's in the tank here late? Chicago pulls away. It's a cover. So that's my show picks. Let's see how everybody's doing or did it today. T Money's in the house. T Money, hope you're feeling better. I know you were ill. He's a little under the weather. Good evening, Sean. Alabama A&M, big old loser like myself, but I got it right. I'm going to get it right for tomorrow. Shout out to Mississippi Valley State on our first win. Some guy bet them to win 1 to 10 points plus $2. Well, I said that. I mean, I was against the Alabama A&M. I like the Florida A&M in that spot too. I liked a lot of the home teams today. Mississippi, I would have been on. I don't know if I'm taking them to win outright, but I would have took some points there for sure. And also, that's not again, is it worth $2 on an 0-27 to take a shot in that spot? I don't know about that, but the fact that you were playing a team that, let's be honest, some of these teams not all that well. Prairie View again was a squad, 10 wins on the year. I think they had 3 road wins. So what were they doing, being favored at that number? But excellent play there, T-Money. I'm not gonna hold that one against you. Leaning St. Bonaventure tomorrow. The Bonnies over Loshi. 3.5. Kansas at home to get done versus BYU. BYU is not looking good on the road. Michael B is in the house. Baylor first half full game winner. Campbell got it done. And the Raptors, excellent. TCU off of the Christmas list, Jesse. I was all over Baylor today like a bad leisure suit. Top 10 star play for me. Nick Nasty's in the house. Michael B says bets are very made tomorrow. Colorado State and Mississippi State minus 2.5. I'm telling you, I think we're seeing some overreactions with the unranked versus ranked kind of stuff now. And I know Kentucky, is this the same kind of spot where they're off of their Connecticut Creighton type game? Perhaps. I'll go to the mat with Kentucky here. 9-1 straight up last 10 versus these guys. Underdog last year in the same kind of spot. I understand. I just I don't know. This was a 3.5 I saw in one spot. So you got a better number. I'm just thinking we're seeing some overreactions. A lot of people jumping onto this trend that I've talked about here for 3 years in college and NFL football. So I don't know. I don't know. Robert says weekend was Baylor. Easy, most beautiful thing. We'll take it, Rob. Be sure to say hi to Winning Free Picks Facebook page, as our guy Dennis O'Brien does. Thank you, Dennis. There is the YouTube, and there's the Sean Higgs channel. I'm just 800 hours away from unlocking the madness, so be sure to go to sleep with my YouTube channel on. Play it all night long, 8 hours. I do it all day. Put on my son's computers, old laptops. I just let it roll. Player Prop Kings in the house. A wonderful night relaxing, watching Gonzaga lose tonight, and finally Stanford to win after getting beat down. What is this? This has got to be college baseball. I'm like, what are we talking? Gonzaga playing on a Monday night? This has got to be college baseball. Baylor, thank you. You're welcome, Nick. You're welcome for the Baylor play. Michael B says, I'm looking at Miami, Ohio tomorrow in a revenge spot. Huge letdown for Bowling Green with Toledo win. Yeah. That's 3.5. I don't hate that look there, Mike. I don't hate that. Andy is a home puppy versus Wake Forest. I mean, at least you're getting a chunk. I mean, 13.5 with Cincy. It's gone up. It was I thought I saw a 12 on this game early. I thought it'd be like a 13, 14. It was a 13.5. It was 13.5. I know you like Cincy. Michael A's in the house. Bad night for covering in college basketball. Not for me. Not if you had my big Baylor play. And I had Baylor under right here in the chat, Michael A. Should have came to the chat today. Nick Nasty's leaving Kentucky. I'm leaving Kentucky as well. Is Nick Nasty from the old WWF tab team, Nasty Boys. I remember the Nasty Boys thing. That's a little, I think they were in the 90s, the Nasty Boys, I believe. I remember, who was my tag team guys? Oh, man. I can't remember a tag team duo. Who was Big John Studd with? Did he wrestle King Kong Bundy? I don't remember any good tag teams. I mean, I like that again, that 83 to like 87 Junkyard Dog, Jimmy Snuka, of course, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, all those cats. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Player Prop King, a lot of good games tomorrow in college baseball. Number 9, Vandy versus Indiana State. 7-0 coming off a big win versus Marshall. Well, I'm sure you'll have us covered with a parlay there, Player Prop. Get some rest and get us some winners. Looking at a few college basketball money lines. I'll have to do a little research. So, well, fire away tomorrow, Nick. And do your work and be back here at noon. Coastal versus Campbell. Campbell losing their season opener and then winning 6 straight. Player Prop King is ready for baseball. What do you think of Belly signing? I thought they really needed that left-handed bat. That's a good signing for the Cubs. Why wouldn't you sign the guy? That division is not all that great. We've talked about it. And we will talk about it because it's only February. Mike says, I almost want to take BYU. I know you don't bet BYU away from the Super Soaker, but Kansas still down. McCollum, their best player. They got Baylor on deck. I don't know. I think maybe BYU gives them a game. Oh, I don't know, Mike. I'm going to dig into that one. Mike A. Ben Cincy over Houston tomorrow. Tough loss on Saturday at Iowa plus 9.5. Leash. The Cincinnati line at 13.5. I'm not gonna say, Mike B likes it. So there's that. I don't know. And I said to him today when we're talking about this game in Midday Money ahead of the lines coming out, I thought maybe it'd be like a 15er. So it was 13.5. But just the way Cincy's played, I mean, 4 or 5, 5 or 7. I mean, not playing good. You lost by 18 at TCU on the road. You beat UCF on the road. Beat Texas Tech on the road. And lost at West Virginia as a favorite on the road. Kansas got you, and you battled. You battled Kansas here. You lost by 5. You got to win in TCU and a cover outright. Same with Central Florida. But Oklahoma State, bad loss at home. Iowa State, loser at home. I understand. It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. It's not just ranked, unranked. There's a revenge game. Kentucky put up 117. Every time Kentucky has come off a big win, they have choked the next game on the road. I will take Ole Miss. Have they been back and forth like that? Probably, right? They're what, 17 and 10? 19 and 8? Let's check them out. Loss at Kansas. Lost to Kansas on neutral. Beat Stony. Where's their loss? Here's a big win. I guess big win over Miami. I guess that counts as a big win. They beat them by 22. Lost to Wilmington. Beat Missouri. Lost in OT to A&M. I don't think that's a letdown. I mean, that was on a road. They were an underdog. They were a 3-point underdog in that game. Crushed Georgia at home. Lost on the road to South Carolina. We had South Carolina in that spot. Beat Arkansas on the road. Lost Florida at home in overtime. Lost Tennessee. Beat Vanderbilt. Lost to Gonzaga. Beat Miss. Beat Auburn. I mean, hold on a second. I mean, they have not done this. I mean, I guess the LSU's a bad spot for them, and they end up losing there on the last second shot. If they would have won that game 74-72 or 74-73, I have not seen the win a big game. What was their big game? Like, that was one game they just lost after Auburn, and it was in the last second shot. Now, if you want to say on the road they have problems, you crushed Auburn 70-59. Vanderbilt doesn't even count, 109-77. I mean, the problem is you lost at home. You lost at home to Gonzaga, Tennessee, Florida in overtime. You play lower scoring games, 63-57 Arkansas, 62-79 South Carolina. Overtime loser at A&M. You won at Florida by 2, getting 3. Louisville you beat by 20. You beat Carolina on a neutral. Their problem has been at home. I don't know if I could get, again, huge win, yes. But if they win that game 74-73 or 74-72, whatever the heck it is, does that change your – or maybe it doesn't change. Maybe you think, you know what? They played a close one, a big blowout. Maybe they have another nail-biter. But they're not favored, though. They're a dog. It'd be one thing if they're favored. They're a dog. Wake Forest shot 63% for the game, and Duke's been terrible on the road. I have no love for Notre Dame. I mean, I understand taking a doggy in Notre Dame, but again, I'm not running either side of that game. No, thank you. Rick Wild checking in with the heart. Appreciate it, Rick. I'm shocked other people in chat like Kentucky. It's not that shocking. I mean, listen, I throw the whole unranked rank stuff out there a lot, but is it too much? I mean, so this game be a pick 'em and they're pumping up to 3? Nick Nancy like Eastern Michigan money line against Western. All right. I mean, if you got to go into Michigan, go from the East, I guess. Ball State against Central. What do we got here in Mac Attack? I like it. Sub 500 team. The line is 3.5 down to 2.5. I like to see it. Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I love it. I remember degenerate ex wrestling dudes. So I remember wrestling. It would be again mid '80s. The Cartoon Express on USA Network. Wrestling would come on at noon. USA Network would have Sunday cartoons. So usually Saturday cartoons were on 247, right? You had like the Littles and the Smurfs and all that kind of stuff. But you'd have Jabberjaw on USA Network. I think started at like 10 or 11. Cartoon Express, USA Cartoon Express, and then wrestling was on at noon. So remember Jabberjaw, Jabberjaw. The Von Erichs. There you go. Next, Von Erichs. Michael. Alabama's game always seemed to go over the total. Yeah, because they're just a ridiculously paced team. I mean, they're, again, bad loss. They're still really good. They're still really good. Rob says, feel like things are definitely unraveled with Cincinnati quick in the second half. Cincy just seems like a hard place to be. Again, do I want to lay 12, 13 with Houston? Not really. Do I feel comfortable taking that points with Cincinnati? Definitely not. Definitely, that's a no thanks for me. I mean, who's Houston got on deck? I mean, you're playing in the Big 12. You might have a big game on deck. Houston has Oklahoma on the road, so I mean, they got Oklahoma, UCF, and close out with Kansas at home. Since you'll be going home to take on K State, team who they already beat. I mean, Cincy loss was a 67-62. Again, at home, low line like that, Cincy gets it done. Nice cover. Like again, at home, teams cover these kind of numbers like this. I don't want to just come in on either side here, though, with a double-digit 13 piece on the road. Player prop king coming in. Feels good to take a day off betting, just relax because I need to step away from the computer for a day. Really? I mean, have you ever watched me sometimes I just look and go make faces with my head. I mean, I got a freaking ring light on me all day long. Tomorrow how many shows I got tomorrow? 5 shows tomorrow. I mean, kills me. It hurts. It hurts. Tell me look at the screen. I got freaking screens in front of me all over the place. I don't even do day trading. Day trading. Michael B says, I'll say at 4 to 5 at all Mississippi State just because they struggle at the line, but this isn't even my favorite bet on the card, not like the Crane spot. The Crane spot was a good spot, and this is a good spot too, but Creighton was a dog. At least you're a dog in that spot. Here you got to win by a couple points. North Ender, what do you say, fellow? 305K says, Gordon solely smoking cigarettes or talking to... Oh, Gorilla. Who's that? Gordon Soley. Who's that? I mean, I remember Gorilla Monsoon. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Yeah, I saw him fight Junkyard Dog in a high school gym. Who else was so good? I mean, JYD was fabulous. I remember Hillbilly Jim and Cousin Luke. Bam Bam Bigelow, where he had the crazy like lightning outfit on. Oh man. Then you always had like the poor guys who just came in and got destroyed. Like you just knew who was gonna win. The Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant, Thunderlips Hulk Hogan, Corey Hart. Yeah, I didn't know there was a couple of Harts, right? There's like Greg the Hitman Hart or Greg. There's Greg Hart, Corey Hart, like Greg the Hitman Valentine, or who's Greg Valentine? Greg the Hammer Valentine and Greg the Hitman Hart. Like so confusing. Cousin Luke, isn't that 2 Live Crew? Yes, 2 Live Crew. No, but there was Cousin Luke wrestler. Yeah, adorable Adrian Adonis. Look at this, returned into a wrestling show. Oh man, it's just funny stuff. Ugh. The good old days, the old days of Sunday morning cartoons and wrestling. I'm loading up my My shorty. It's a little shorty action. Be sure to check out the shorty when it comes. You know, it actually might be. I don't know if it's live. I'm just adding a description to the shorty to say, "Come watch this shorty." Back to the comments. Mick Foley. There we go. Brett the Hitman Hart. Yes, he had the sunglasses, right? Usually Tuesday card is the best during the week, but I think Wednesday has better games. Let's look at the Wednesday. Let's see. Are you saying that? We got some top 25 teams. You got Florida in action, Moneyline Marquette's in action, Auburn, Tennessee is a good game. Duke, Louisville's a yawner. Iowa State and Oklahoma should be pretty decent. South Carolina at A&M. We'll be looking at A&M as a small home fave there, probably. Illinois versus Minnesota. Does Minnesota get a cover? 23-4 now after getting trucked by Nebraska. Creighton versus the Hall. Do you take the Hall as a doggy? Bama to bounce back on the road versus Ole Miss. Arizona State. I mean, got some interesting matchups. Interesting matchups to say the least. We got some battles going on. Atlantic Sun. That conference tips off on Tuesday. Tuesday tournament action. Oklahoma, Iowa State. St. John's Butler should be a good one. Winthrop and High Point. There's a little battle in the Big South. Conference USA's got a good matchup. Louisiana Tech and Western Kentucky. Horizon League, we got 1-28 Detroit. Probably catching about 18 from Youngstown. Fort Wayne and Wright State. There we go. Green Bay and Cleveland State. We got some decent record-wise teams battling it out. Who's Drake got? On the road. Indiana State. Ooh, Salukis and Bradleys likes to be a nice one. We got Oregon in action. I don't think Oregon's making a tournament. Colorado's got work to do themselves. What do we got in the Fun Belt? Anything good? Troy on the road. Brett the Hitman Hart. Jimmy the Mouth. Yeah, Jimmy the Mouth. Jimmy the Mouth. He was the best manager. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Oh my goodness. Sting. Owen Hart. Did he really? Question for tomorrow should be who's everyone's favorite wrestler. I know that might have to be a bold question. We get into wrestling. Owen Hart, the guy fell off the ladder. That's him. That's him. I remember that. I don't know. So A&M looks dead, which is surprising because they have a top point guard, a great coach, a good home court, and a veteran team. Everybody's dead till they're alive again. Or not in Entourage when Vinny Chase came back after his Medellin debacle. Looked like a Jimmy Glick in a fat suit. I like my Entourage, Mike. I got Johnny Drama hanging behind me. That's an auto, by the way. Some brought me that for Christmas. Loss at Vandy. Bama kills them by 25. Lose as a 12-point fave at home. Tennessee by 35. Oh, my goodness. And here comes South Kakalaka. Florida on deck. A&M. Oh. It's a spot. Listen, I don't know what the line is. I got to definitely not a good spot. Boise on the road. 9.5. Should get it done versus Air Force. But again, player prop. Double digits on the road. 9.5 might as well be 10 to me. Did not make the cut. Bowling Green was at Miami, Ohio. I think it would be my favorite game. Bowling Green and Toledo hate each other. It's a big win for them. They had been struggling prior year. Yeah, BGs are at home. And they're favored, though. You like them in that spot even at home? Classy Freddie Blassie. Stone Cold or Macho Man Savage. I enjoyed Stone Cold in what was what was the movie he was in? The Condemned. You ever see him in The Condemned? King Kong Bundy. It's King Kong Bundy, not Brody. Brody. That's Chief Brody from Jaws. It's King Kong Bundy. Oh, King Kong Bundy. And they had some funny wrestlers back in the day. Good stuff. Good stuff. Miami, North Carolina game was good. That player prop. I had one game today. I moved pretty heavy on was the Baylor game, and I had mentioned the Carolina game, and who was the other one? The West Virginia. Uh, get double digit. You're a big home fave like that, even on the road. It is tough to win by big point spreads like that. I think it's easy to say after the fact, but I said it before the game too. And I say it today. We're talking about Boise State being a favorite and Houston laying 14. I don't. And again, I got the Bulls in the NBA tomorrow. That's because I got a back-to-back Detroit spot off of two close games. Those are games. Who asked today about how long it takes for me to break down and go over games? Things like that, I don't even really look at. I don't. And I've said before, like somebody turns into the show first time and be like, oh, this guy thinks he knows what he's talking about. Hey, whatever. I mean, I do it right. I survive. But I'm not going to come in and give you 10, 15-point faves in college basketball or even football, like huge. Bama's laying 37 today versus whoever. No, let's take a Dodger team minus 325 today. Those I don't do those in my personal life. I cross them right off the board. I don't want to have to win 3 baseball games to make up for 1 loss. And big road spreads like that, I'll cross them off. Even at home. I mean, I really got to like something to go that kind of big home spread in college basketball. It's all right to leave a winner out there because you leave plenty of losers as well. Player props talk about college basketball. Yes, it was a good game. I figured that's what we were talking about. LSU Knicks money line. LSU over Georgia, huh? So they're off of their loss to Mississippi State, or Mississippi, I should say. And Georgia, how's Georgia coming into this one? Georgia scored a nice 2-point win last time they played. Coming off the Auburn loss, Louisiana State off the Mississippi State loss, who's playing Kentucky, who they just beat the game prior to that. So LSU with their 3rd straight homie. I don't hate this. You want to take them at home here, minus 4.5? This was a 3, so it's up to 4.5 now, Robert. I mean, I could see why. Georgia's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 of 8. And their one win was against Vandy, who's bad. They were favored on the road. Think about it. You lose 6 in a row and your win is over Vandy. And your other win, because you're 2-8 your last 10, you beat this team 68-66. Yeah, Louisiana should definitely get that. I might have to add Louisiana here as a play tomorrow. The pen is out. LSU could be an added play here for the free picks, courtesy of Robert Dixon. I really like Miami, Ohio. Let down for PG. I just wish it was being played in Miami instead of Bowling Green. But in that spot, though, that game's played in Miami, Ohio, and Miami's favored in that game. Michael said in the bet. He's had in the bet to think about his little pitcher Harrison and the Giants somehow trying to squeeze their way into a wild card spot. Knicks just don't look the same without Randall. They're winning games with just not scoring a lot. Yeah, I mean, you lose a guy like that, that's you're gonna have problems. I know you'd think it'd be, at least I think it would be, oh, time for the next man up. Let's go. Doesn't work that way. Yeah. Where's my guy, Mr. Numbers? Because he's a big Nick guy. He's like Nick's best team. They made a great trade. Well, one, two, three, four, 5 of 6 they lost. They win this one by 2. The other game they beat the Sixers, and the Sixers have not played well. I was listening to somebody saying, "Oh, the Sixers haven't not played that bad without Embiid." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man? I think the Sixers have been terrible." One, two, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 7, 1, 8, 3, 3, 9, 3, and 10, 4, 4 and 11. I mean, that's the Knicks got them, but the Knicks have not played well themselves. They got to weather the storm. How long is this guy going to be out for? Who else is out? A newbie? You got to weather the storm. You made the trades. And I hate, again, and as I'm a Knicks fan. Team's playing well. And if you're a fan of a team and somebody gets hurt, it buries you. Like, you're like, things are going well, and then what happens? Right? I mean, they don't hit this wall here the last 2 weeks. They're 35 and 23. Maybe they're 40 and 20 instead. Listen, the Celtics are a good team. I'm not going to come in and say that they could get picked off, but I don't know. I think the Miami Heat got a good coach. Dangerous. You got 2 guys in Milwaukee. If Middleton comes back, you got 3 guys in Milwaukee. You got a superstar who can score 50, 60. I mean, Lillard's still good he might go off one game. That's a day. You got a bad head coach. Especially in the playoffs. Could be dangerous. And then you have a team like the Knicks or the Cavs who, if things kind of break right, the stars align, you never know. The Sixers have all but collapsed. I don't expect much from them, even if Embiid comes back. Right? I think he's out anyway, right? So I mean, that team's done. It's the Celtics, but I think you got the Heat team. To me, is always dangerous. The Heat team. You can't count those guys out. You can't count them out. Celtics definitely is the best team in the East, though. I mean, top to bottom, roster wise. Yeah, Bucks head coach. I mean, come on, Doc Rivers. Choke Rivers. Guy chokes away 3-1 leads. It's terrible. Terrible. Exactly. So this is why, like last year, I was like, I kind of like Minnesota last year. Kind of like the Thunder. Could be a good team. But it takes a little while to get to that point. Very rarely is it a team just comes in young and gets to championship games. You got to kind of break through a little bit. Earn your stripes. Get some scars on you. Battle it out. So I think Minnesota this year might be able to take a step. I know there's all love for the Clippers and our guys. We got 2 cats who come in here who love the Lakers and the Warriors. I can say who they are. But as good as the Thunder are, I don't know if they're, again, the battle-tested crew. Yeah, Splasher's awesome in Miami. Great, good coach. Really good coach. All right. Kentucky for me. Ohio. Indiana, Syracuse, Wyoming, college basketball. The Bulls in the NBA. Big number, yes. I'm feeling it. Midday my tomorrow. Come check it out. Appreciate everybody hitting the like buttons, especially my guy Dennis Wild and Dennis O'Brien and Rick Wild. I'm combining them like they're a WWF tag team, and it's always a WWF to me. World Wrestling Federation. I know they had to switch it because all of a sudden there was some wilderness association that took over. I remember the little panda bear. It's WWF. Why'd they have to change it? That's the kind of stuff that just gets me. Have a good night. I will see you all tomorrow.